Have you ever paused to consider the impact of your clothing choices on the environment and society? You might be surprised to learn that the clothes hanging in your wardrobe are a part of a global industry with a massive environmental footprint. Fast fashion, the business model that churns out cheap, trendy clothing at breakneck speed, is an insatiable beast. It feeds on energy, guzzling down vast quantities like a bottomless pit. To produce just 1 kilogram of fabric, it can consume up to 200 kilowatt hours of electricity. That's equivalent to leaving a 60-watt light bulb on for over 133 days straight. But electricity is just the tip of the iceberg. Fast fashion is also incredibly thirsty, demanding a deluge of water to quench its needs. A single cotton shirt takes about 2,700 liters of water to produce. That's more than a person drinks in 3 years. And it's not just about consumption. Fast fashion is a veritable fountain of waste. Every second, the equivalent of 1 garbage truck of clothes is burned or dumped in a landfill. This waste is not just filling up our landfills, it's also polluting our land and oceans. Toxic chemicals used in dyeing and finishing processes often find their way into rivers and seas, poisoning aquatic life and contaminating our water supplies. And let's not forget the mountains of unsold clothing that end up in landfills. Fast fashion companies churn out so many styles so quickly that they often overproduce, leaving mountains of unsold garments to rot in landfills. These staggering figures only begin to hint at the environmental devastation caused by fast fashion. They don't even touch on the social and economic implications, which we'll delve into in the next scene. But for now, let's let these numbers sink in. These figures only scratch the surface of the environmental havoc wreaked by fast fashion. As we continue, you'll see that the true cost of your wardrobe is far greater than the price tag. But the effects of fast fashion extend beyond the environment. It's also a social and economic issue. In the quest for ever cheaper, faster fashion, it's often the workers in poor countries who pay the price. These are the hands that stitch together the trendy outfits we see flooding our high streets and online stores. They toil in less than ideal conditions, working long hours for minimal wages. This is the hidden human cost of our disposable fashion culture. Child labor, unfortunately, is another dark side of this industry. Children as young as 5 are often found working in these factories, deprived of their childhood, education, and a chance for a better future. And the impact reaches even further. Fast fashion's low prices and vast selection make it nearly impossible for local businesses to compete. Traditional artisans and craftsmen, once the backbone of local economies, are being pushed out, their unique skills and creations undervalued and overshadowed by mass-produced clothing. Moreover, in the countries where these goods are produced, the local economy often suffers. The influx of cheap imports can undermine local industries, leading to job losses and economic instability. The ripple effects of fast fashion are far-reaching, touching lives and communities in ways we may not immediately see. It's a complex web of exploitation and economic imbalance, all in the name of cheap, disposable clothing. The human cost of fast fashion is staggering, and it's a price we can't afford to ignore. Fast fashion is also an enemy of creativity and individuality. It's a world where unique ideas are not always rewarded. Small, individual designers pour their heart and soul into their work, only to see their designs copied without permission or compensation. Their creativity, their intellectual property, stolen. This theft not only damages the livelihood of these designers, but also dulls the vibrant diversity of fashion. In the world of fast fashion, creativity is often exploited rather than celebrated. But there's hope. Each one of us has the power to make a difference. Our choices carry weight, and our collective decision to embrace sustainability can change the trajectory of the fashion industry. By supporting ethical brands that prioritize fair wages and safe conditions, we can help combat the exploitation of workers. When we choose to buy less and buy better, we're not just investing in quality, we're also reducing our environmental footprint. We're saying no to excessive water use, toxic chemical discharge, and the mountains of waste generated by the fast fashion cycle. Choosing sustainable fashion also means supporting local businesses and independent designers, fostering diversity and creativity in an industry too often defined by imitation and mass production. We can start small, but together, our actions can have a big impact. The next time you're about to purchase a new piece of clothing, remember, your choices have power. Choose wisely.